Hi, I'm Johnny Heller with a new For the Hell of It. I say new because it's probably new to you. I actually wrote it in October of 2016. I'm due to write a new one for May, and I just haven't done it yet, so you get this. This one is on coaching. It's also going to be later on network TV, so stick around. Hey, I just got hired to do my first audiobook. Well, that's wonderful. Congratulations. Where are you going? I'm off to teach an audiobook class. It reminds me of the old joke musicians like to tell. A guy goes to a teacher to learn how to play the bass guitar. He has one lesson, and he's not bad. And he calls his teacher to schedule more lessons, and his teacher said, well, how about Friday? The guy said, no, I can't do it Friday. And the teacher says, why not? And the guy said, well, I have a gig. It's a bass guitar joke. It happens, it really does. And as I've said before, because the perception exists that audiobook narration is simply being able to read English out loud, people believe that anyone can do it. Well, let me tell you, anyone cannot do it. Let's say you are blessed with a lovely singing voice. Does that mean you should be an audiobook narrator? What if you're a really good dancer? Does that mean you should do audiobooks? What if you are an expert lathe operator or a highly sought-after chalkboard installer? Does that mean you have what it takes to narrate a book? Nope. But if you want to sing better, if you want to dance better, if you want to lathe better, I don't know if lathe is an action verb, but it is now. What do? I'll help you out. You get some training. You spend time with someone who can teach you, and you get better, and then you can give concerts and become a pitchman for a perfume company. If you want to take your natural talent to the next level, to a place where people will hire you for your skills, you train, you study, you work at it. Really? But this is just reading a book. If audiobook narration is just reading a book to you, if that's what you think, then stop it. Stop it now. You are diminishing the art and diminishing the role of the actor. Why not say anyone can paint like Van Gogh? It's just putting paint on a canvas after all. You can't say that. You wouldn't say that. It would mean that no one would take anything else you said seriously. It would mean that you wouldn't be invited to the Van Gogh exhibit at the Met. People would buy those T-shirts with the arrow on it that says I was stupid, and they'd stand next to you. Even people who didn't know you would pick up your idiotic outlook and go buy the T-shirt and stand near you. And everyone would look at you and shake their heads, and they'd be thinking, what an idiot. But you wouldn't pick up on it because you're an idiot. So don't say that. I think every actor needs to be acting or working on the craft all the time. I think almost every experience can be a learning experience for the actor. Just being alive and observant, while far preferable to being dead and obtuse, that isn't the same as taking a class or attending a performance or participating in a workshop. So it's clear that I believe that working with a coach is a good thing. Let me see if I can clear up a few issues that you may have. First, I do believe that you can be very good without any coaching at all. That happy group of naturally skilled actors blessed with talent is not a large group, and I would argue that even the most naturally talented and gifted performers still learn new things almost daily. It's a part of that gift. Second, I think that there is no excuse not to take advantage of the excellent advice frequently offered gratis on Facebook and other social media sites that cater to the voiceover industry and the voiceover actor. For the most part, the Facebook groups are filled with experienced actors and coaches who willingly share information and support. It's quite astonishing to see, really. Third, there's always something to learn even when you're already successful or know everything. Fourth, be wary of who you allow to coach you. Let's delve into number 4 a bit more. Accidental rhyming there. Many people come to work with me, and I always ask them if they've taken time to find out about me. If they haven't, I question them about that. Why would you spend money to study with someone if you don't know if they know anything about the subject you're studying? I'm seeing a great many audiobook classes and workshops being offered, and the coaches don't have much more experience than the students, and that's ridiculous. I'm not saying that a group of inexperienced actors shouldn't get together and discuss their process and maybe learn from each other. I would suggest finding a coach for the group, though, and the coach needs to be a director, producer, or actor with a record of success in the field and body of work that makes them experienced enough to coach others. If I've done 5 books and you've done 10, instead of you coaching me, why don't we both go find a coach who's done 200? And I already hear the next issue. Yes, a teacher can only gain experience teaching by actually teaching. There's no question that it's a catch-22. If you're successful, and if you have a good body of work, maybe you can teach. But do you want to? Is your desire to coach based on all the big money you can make by coaching? Or is it based on an earnest desire to share what you know to help and mentor others and to keep the performer's bar high. I'm not saying that only coaches motivated by noble thoughts can coach, nor am I saying that such nobility loses something when it costs the students money. I am saying that coaching is a calling, and it can be rewarding and taxing, and it is not for everyone. Actors, you really need to be working or working to work all the time. Coaches, you really need to have a calling to coach. It isn't easy money, and it isn't fair to newer actors to coach them if you can't. I can only coach what I know. I've been a working actor for a very long time, and I'm successful in commercial voiceover and audiobooks, particularly the latter. So guess what I teach? Commercial voiceover and audiobooks. I don't teach opera or movement. I do not teach tech stuff, as I can spell DAW, it's D-A-W, but I can't remember what it is. I don't teach how to post up or run a zone defense because I'm not in the NBA. And I don't teach nuclear physics because I get confused watching The Big Bang Theory. I don't want to list the coaches I think are wonderful because I'll accidentally leave out some names and because my opinion is just that. I will say that many fine coaches can be found on Facebook, and you can determine if you like them based on their commentary. Paul Rubin, my dear friend and an excellent coach, said on Facebook once that the voice can't act, meaning that the voice is merely a tool an actor can use to tell the story. I like that, and a comment like that would make me want to investigate studying with Paul. That's what I mean. I will happily plug upcoming workshops I think you might want to attend, and now I've got to go off script because this is 2016, and here we are in 2022. Oh, my goodness. What's coming up? Orlando workshop, May 21 and 22, coming right up. You can go to my website, johnnyheller.com, clever name, to find information on that workshop. I've got MAVO, which is a wonderful workshop in November coming up. I've got the New England retreat. Well, wonderful. That's October 24 to 27 in New England. It's got me, Joanna Perrin, Sean Pratt, Carol Monda, Paul Parker, Paul Rubin, Scott Brick, Eric Black from Dreamscape will be there, Don Barnes, Tom Deere. I think I didn't miss anyone, but I may have. Anyway, look at my website. It's all there. It's going to be great, and it's nice to meet again in person, but whatever the COVID restrictions are, by goodness, we're gonna follow those, if there are any. So we're going to do what they say. Okay. Other things coming up. APAC will be around next year. You should go to that. VO Atlanta is going to be taken over by J. Michael Collins. That's a great thing. There's a lot of stuff. So you should take courses when you can, especially when they come near you. Sean Pratt and I travel around. We've begun our travels. We just did Chicago. We'll be traveling around. So just pay attention and see what's out there. Follow me, and then you'll know. Anyway, you can probably guess which coaches I recommend, as I frequently drop their names in this column. I'd love to list the folks I'm happy to suggest, but again, I'm really afraid of forgetting someone, and that would suck. You can DM me if you don't want my advice. And now the uncomfortable part, the part about money. I get lots of calls and emails saying, hey, I want to get into audiobooks. When do you have time to meet me for an hour or two and tell me all about it? I'll buy you a coffee. Or, I did these demos. Will you listen to them and tell me what you think? I'm fairly certain you wouldn't call an author like Todd Goldberg out of the blue and say, Todd, you write books. I wrote some plots on this bar napkin. It's as good as your stuff. What do you think? And how come your name Todd is missing the last D? You wouldn't call Lin-Manuel Miranda and say, Lin, I want to learn how to rap. Let me buy you a coffee. You can tell me how to do it. You wouldn't call Warren Buffett and ask him if he could come over and tell you how to make $1 million. Hell, you wouldn't do that to Jimmy Buffett. If you think an hour or two of my time and that sharing the knowledge I've gained in a 1,000-book career is only worth a cup of coffee, then I don't think you respect me very much. Or perhaps you think very highly of coffee. As to your demos, well, frequently I have zero idea who these people are, and they just send me their demos. Why? Why is my time, why is a coach's time considered so insignificant? Is it because we are only actors, and we're only talking about an hour meeting or a 15-minute demo? Actors need to understand that coaches get paid to coach. If you have $15 you can spend, and Sean Allen Pratt costs $175, whatever he costs, you can't coach with Mr. Pratt. I charge $200. If you don't have $200, you can't coach with me. It's that simple. For a long time, I felt bad about charging people for my coaching. I really wanted to help them because I got taken advantage of when I was just starting out. And I hate to have that happen to actors. So instead, I got taken advantage of in reverse. I found myself giving my time and my energy and my experience to those who had no real respect for it. That doesn't happen anymore, nor should it. So, get some coaching. Know about your coach. Gain what you can and learn what you came to learn. If it doesn't work out, pick a different coach. Getting a coach, attending a convention, taking a workshop, they all cost money. But they can be the difference in your career. And now for something completely different. Wondering what's on TV? Don't bother. Hear it for the hell of it. We're here to help you out when you can't find the remote with highlights of primetime network offerings. TV Guide highlights listings, all partial. Sunday, all day, NFL. 2 teams of giant humans meet and smack into each other to benefit gamblers across the nation. Some players will make political statements, misunderstanding the nature of their popularity. Winner, commercial sponsors like Budweiser and bookies. Sunday night, CBS 60 Minutes. Interesting news show for your parents to watch. NBC, The Epsteins. Jewish dysfunctional family says wise-ass stuff. ABC, The Clarks. Black dysfunctional family says wise-ass stuff. Fox, The Simpsons, Bob's Burgers, Family Guy. Cartoon dysfunctional families say wise-ass stuff. PBS, Wankers of Donnybrook End. Costume drama about a rich, stuffy family that seem less repulsive over time as they bravely hide their bigotry by petting the servants' dogs and donating old clothing and wounded orphans to the Wounded Orphans Fund. Monday, ABC, Dancing with the B-List. Has-beens and never-wears dance while we wait for wardrobe malfunctions. CBS, Kevin Can Wait. The exact same show as The King of Queens, featuring a much heavier Kevin not waiting. 2 girls with no money who always seem to be just fine. Show about 2 girls trying not to be broke that is still somehow on the air even though it is just awful in every way. Fox, Creepy, Dark, and Quirky. Crime shows featuring lots of violence and goth costumes. Primetime is no longer for kids. In fact, kids should probably never watch TV again. NBC, Singing in Immediate Judgment. Music stars put talented singers through an uncomfortable process where hopefuls have their dreams crushed or validated for our amusement. PBS, a repeat of the Wankers program preceded and followed by a making of the Wankers program that costs nothing to produce and fills 2 hours of programming. Tuesday, ABC, Horrible Dysfunctional Family Comedy Block. Various ethnic and socioeconomic families feature a repartee between horrible children and horrible parents in intolerably embarrassing social situations that no one ever really experiences because none of us are that stupid. CBS, Naval Intelligence Mystery Block. Navy police save the nation repeatedly. Interestingly, not a single suspect or witness ever says, "What the hell is NCIS and why should I care?" NBC, Chicago something or other. Some gritty real-life looks at fake people pretending to do real stuff. Fox, Screaming Bee Movie Morons. Are you serious? This made it back on air? Stupid from the start and continued stupidity about vapid morons that almost everyone wants to see killed. PBS, Shoes. A look at the exciting life of famous 13th century cobblers. Wednesday, ABC, Designated Sutherland. Kiefer Sutherland is heroic and does He-Man stuff, while he and his dad do all the commercial voiceovers during the program. CBS, Surviving? A group of horrible people living in some disgusting place competing for the right to claim the title of backstabbing bastard who we will forget about immediately. Criminal Minds, Serial Killing 101. Long-running show for some reason where we all learn how to kill a lot of people in hideous ways. A great family show, reminiscent of some of Walt Disney's early work. Fox, Paging Danny Glover. Remakes of movies that were only watchable because of Mel Gibson, who is no longer watchable. NBC, Law & Order SUV. People commit crimes in large cars. PBS, Jews in Pants. An engrossing history of Brooklyn tailors in the 1960s, featuring Abe Vigoda and Judd Hirsch as the Mandelbaum brothers, inventors of the pleat. Thursday, ABC, The Unwatchable Block. Shows that indicate that network has just given up, except for Empire, that's kind of gritty. CBS, More Football. Saving money on actors, directors, and writers by showing 2 teams you likely wouldn't watch if they were on Sunday. Fox, Woman on the Diamond. A young girl can play baseball. NBC, Blacklist. Finally, a watchable program with James Spader doing great work. PBS, The History of the Monkey Wrench. Before the Monkey Wrench, so much work had to be done by actual monkeys. You'd be surprised. Friday, ABC, Shark Fight. Annoying rich people try to dash the hopes of entrepreneurs or buy their ideas at a discount. CBS, MacGruber. Worst remake since the animated musical Deer Hunter, the musical. Bad acting, stupid plots, and bad guys with horrible aim combined to deliver the worst new show of the year. It will likely last 10 years. Fox, The Exorcist. Really? A TV show from a movie that scared Captain America and G. Gordon Liddy in primetime when kids are up. I can't believe the pitch meeting. Hey kids, come on, The Exorcist is on. Later, okay, that was fun watching the devil rip the head off that little kid, wasn't it? Well, time for bed. Sweet dreams. NBC, Grimm. I like this show, therefore it's been canceled. PBS, old, inexpensive British comedy night. The worst of British comedy, but the least expensive shows PBS could buy from the BBC, which also threw in a fine documentary on the making of anvils. Saturday, ABC, Sam and Dave. Sam accuses Dave of stealing his Axe cologne. Dave kills Sam with a blender. The gang tries to laugh it off, but Sam's family still seems irked. I made this up. There's nothing on ABC Saturday night. Or football, CBS crime shows, inexpensive documentary programs to produce which fit in nicely with the network belief that no one watches TV on Saturday. Fox, repeats of shows we refuse to watch during the week. NBC, Saturday Night Live repeats and Saturday Night Live. Repeats of past shows, thematically linked repeats of past shows, highlights of past shows, and, if you're still awake, the new show. PBS, Garages of Congressmen. A fascinating look at the garages of the home of members of Congress, featuring workbenches, Sears tools, Coleman lamps, and more than a few literal skeletons. Daytime highlights, ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox. The View and The View ripoffs, where different ladies that have no apparent expertise, talent, or knowledge irritate us with their opinions on things we don't really care about anyway. And, of course, judge shows. Every network features retired judges dealing with morons who actually don't mind the nation hearing about how truly small and dim-witted they are. Well, that's all for this one. Have a great day, and thanks for watching. Please subscribe.